Good morning, everyone. So, yesterday the calls that I made basically came true. The calls that I made during the live, so I was thinking that we would likely go for this low before we went for that, what was this? I think the London session high, or in between sessions. So I think I called that we had to take out that Asian session low before we could see higher prices. And that's what happened. So super nice to see that worked out. Let's just leave this here. I was thinking of shorting, by the way, at this level, but I mentioned that my trading session was over. So if someone managed to squeeze out a short, let's see. That was a nice entry opportunity. For sure was right here. No real entry opportunity here, so I couldn't get faked out in this. Yeah, this looks really nice. Solid reaction. Yeah, you could have squeezed out a nice, what is it, even 5-hour trade here. That's good to see. What's up, Lewis? How we doing today, man? Let's see for today. What can we expect for today? So, still kind of in that range since, Monday, basically. So we know that we took out major lows. So it seems like we're slowly climbing our way back up to the high from Friday. Here we can see that the pre-Asian session took out the New York high. I think this was the PM session. Oh, that's nice. Is the market readable on other assets like in Forex and stuff today? Is it clear? Other than that, let's see. So yeah, we took this out, had a nice run lower, but still, we actually did break structure here. But this indicates that it's very likely that the market is probably going to stay bearish for the foreseeable few hours, I would say. So a clear target would be this right here, even though that there is no strong significance. It is the PM session, so honestly, yeah, could see price gravitating towards this. We do have the high from the Asian session and the London session open. So I think we will likely take this out probably after New York Open. For now, let's see. Yeah, if we have like structural 5 minute highs, I am definitely willing to trade up until this level right here. You have some, no sweeps though. I have one right here. Other than that, it's all like inefficient highs. All these highs are still open, so not really safe to put a stop loss here anywhere. Nice reaction to the FEG here. Pushing up into this 5 minute fair value gap. Let's take a quick peek at you. Or actually, no, let's not. Let's focus at the task at hand here. Gold being clear is always nice. And you can expect like really strong deliveries, which I like about gold. What's this? We could actually target one of these highs. Quick scalp in the opposite direction. Why not, you know? So what I'm seeing right now is that we took out this low We took out a low before that. Yes. So now if we could close strongly above the bearish imbalance here that we see on the footprint, we could likely squeeze out a long and manage it quite tightly, you know. Probably manage around this area. So let's see. Again, we'll be taking smaller positions. Let's actually do 4 contracts on this trade. I like this closure. Stop loss will go right here. I'll stop. We will take off 2 contracts this high. Or actually, let's go way earlier because this is the open. This is the open of the New York open session. And it's risk-free, quick scalp. And the rest will likely run higher. I mean, as for TP, it could be that we get stopped out, but the rest of my position, if it were to hit this TP1, will likely run higher up until, I would say, this high right here, which is, I'll drag it aside a little bit, this high right here, which is clearly not protected. This one is protected from like an intermediate point of view. There we go. So that's TP1 hit. And now we just need to figure out right here. All right, so that's that quick scalp position there. If we react from this strongly, we can actually continue trading lower as well. The play here is quite simple. Let me go over the play. So, because I know I execute really quickly on NQ here, but the play is simple. We opened, the pre-New York open was right here at 7 a.m. Started pushing lower quite aggressively. We ran below these lows right here, right? Had a really strong reaction. We could see that this candle right here had a lot of volume. So to me, if we run below this, there is no reason for us to continue driving lower and go up as well, if that makes sense. So if we wanted to go, we would have went. We would have just went all the way because we already swept people out of positions. We already tricked people here. So if we can then see resistance to the upside, if we break through all this imbalance, close strongly, that just means we're going for something. And that first something was that initial high of the pre-New York open. We took that out. Now it could be that price just continues to run, or it could be that we now actually continue our trajectory lower towards the drawn liquidity here, right? Probably not in this sense. We'll probably create some more highs and stuff, but that was the play. Yo, in comparison, this is like a monster of a move since the 25th of March. Actually crazy. But the signature was there, you know? The signature to make the move was right here. The build-up was definitely there. Let's see. Was this an imbalance, like FEG wise? I think it was. Okay, no, it's not. But there was some imbalance, as you can see on the footprint chart. Not a great area to be selling at right now. Not yet, at least. There's too much open imbalance right here, as you can see. Too much open imbalance here to be shorting. You could easily just retrace. There will be no smooth, quick positions, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So we'll have to play the waiting game. We did form relative equal highs here now. So in an ideal world, how I would like to position myself is, let's say this would be then a sweep, right? This is an ideal scenario. This being a sweep, we push up higher, take out these relative equal highs, form some kind of structure, break through imbalances. We're over here, you know, close here. I take a short, PP here, stop loss here. Good for like 2 to 3 R. Then this would have to be the sweep though. By the way, do you guys like the music? Or is it making you guys fall asleep? I usually put on some really chill music. Usually jazz, actually. Might sound weird, but I usually put on jazz to trade. Just keeps me grounded, you know? So the ideal scenario has now faded. So the new ideal scenario would be that we respect the imbalance here. Like this one, which actually perfectly aligns with the FEG that we have. We push back. We can target this with a small position if we break the previous imbalances, which the footprint, as you can see, are here. that's right above this level. Then we can potentially take a long and anticipate that we're going to take out this level. And then when we take that level out and we see a nice reaction, we could then actually go with the short, with a bigger position. Because of course, again, the play is going to be to take shorts up to, let's go to the 50-minute. The play would be to target this level right here. There was also an imbalance here. Yeah, I think what I just mentioned might actually be happening at this point. So I do think that we will likely go for this high now. For my strategy, we have every single element in play. We have a run below liquidity here. We have a nice reaction to imbalance that was also visible on the footprint chart. So if we can now close right here somewhere, I can then target this as my first initial TP for a quick scalp. Unfortunately, we do not have big ranges, so we cannot target a lot for our TP1. And then we can let the rest run to this level again. Our stop loss could be basically below the imbalances that we have. So let's see. I'm gonna buy 4 lots again because it's against our initial bias. We take off 2 right here. Overall stop loss is going to be, or was below the candle. And then for the rest of the 2 contracts we have, we were targeting this, right? So that is this level, which never had a liquidation, as you can see. So the last level that did get liquidated was this. And I think the chart is in front of it, so this level. And from the moment that I see that these buy side imbalances, when they are getting violated, I'll get out of the position. Ideally, never lose my full risk. That's just a hard stop, you know? It's never going to be my eventual real stop loss. This is not looking good. So as soon as we close here, yeah, I'm going to get out. So I closed full now. The reason being this right here. Plus it's paired with an FEG as well. We then just now violated. Could still work, but then again, it's against my strategy, so I'll never keep a position like that. By the way, we're working with I think it's a 300k account here on Apex. So right now, what's the drawdown like? 600. It's less than 0.3% that we're down right now. What's up, Patrick? How we doing today, man? So now the game plan is I'm gonna wait for either this high to be taken before I'm looking for shorts up until the level that we established. And as far as longs go right now, given that that this play failed, I'm not gonna touch anything anymore because we could still be going right here, and I'm not attacking anything on the long end anymore. Yo, what's up, Sharky? Oh, damn. Yo, that's not good. Don't be driving when tired. It's never a good idea. I see that some people are joining, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor some text here. So, plan, target, 15-minute low. And let's also mention account size, 200K. Today's drawdown, P&L. Dude, I need the math again. I'm not good at math. I'm a trader, but I'm bad at math. So if I have 600 of drawdown and a 300K account, that's like what? 0.2%? Am I tripping? 0.2, right? Yeah, so in the higher time frame is that this was kind of the outlook. So let's move this aside. We noticed this big sweep. We do have liquidity resting right here. But overall, given this strong sweep, the structure that followed it, because when it comes to structure, you know that I only target liquidity, right? We had this ran out, but we didn't really reverse at all, which means that there was no significant liquidity to be taken. And we didn't have the power, not in the Asian session nor the London session, to continue higher, to take out all of these highs that we have here. So now, to me, a logical target would be to go for here, right? Especially because we had this nice sweep here on the 5 minute. It's more clear during the London session. There was a sweep here as well. So that's why I'm mainly short, and actually took 2 trades right now, which were longs. And those were half risk scalps, targeting relative equal highs that we had. One was a winner, somewhere over here, which you can see on screen here. And then one was a loser. Not a full loser though, because we did manage to mitigate the risk from like 0.3% to 0.2, so that's okay. No, I do not usually trade the 9:30 open. I'm usually done before that. But the pre-market is quite slow today. So usually I'm done by now. Like honestly, usually I manage to catch some type of a runner. Or a loser big enough so I have to stop trading. But today again, it's kind of slow. So we might be here till 2. Yeah, it seems like my my algo is in 2 positions right now. Not on futures though. Alright, so as you can see, W management. Again, tapping into that imbalance. And I think... never mind. Yeah, there is actually a... What is it? An SMT between the NAS and the NQ, so... Some futures, as you can see. And I was the same, so never mind. So if we close below this, I will execute. And this time I'm going to risk a little more. I'm going to go for 6 slots. Where do we have to manage? Let's see. Likely no positions. Exactly. We need to take out those trendline traders. Especially if we want to make like the entire move down, right? We could scalp from here, but bigger picture wise, it would make more sense to take out these highs. And it seems like we're going to. So now we do have a sweep. So if we now see a really strong bearish candle, I could see myself taking shorts. Again, not full risk because of, like you mentioned, Sharky, the trendline liquidity that we have. But it's only a valid one if this candle closes way below the previous FEG that we had. And if we close above the bearish FEG that we have, then we can actually take a scalp long if we want to. I'm most likely not gonna touch it because I have no means of really managing other than this low, and to me it doesn't make a lucrative trade. Let's say we are able to execute here. I have a stop loss down here, which is the only logical level given that we have bullish imbalances here. We would be looking at like not even 1 hour targeting these, so I'd rather wait. I mean, on Forex, it's a whole different story. So my precision entries are mainly going to be Forex related. That's where I have a lot of data on. That's where I have a lot of confluences. And I don't want to sound arrogant, but I usually just know exactly where to enter because of data. So I know exactly almost to the pip where price is going to go. But in futures, it's a different story. I mean, I have a gist and an idea, and I could be trading pretty precise, but I don't have the data for it yet. So if I don't have the right confluences, the right times, just the right everything, for now I'm just sticking to a simple strategy that has an edge, which I backed with right now over, I think a little bit over 1,000 trades. That's what I'm sticking to now. And it's a very simple one. It has just a few elements. We have liquidity, we have fair value gaps, and we have actual imbalances. Imbalances being the footprint imbalances that we see. Good question, SNJ. I cannot delve into the depths, but there were some issues with the prop firm that I was trading on. I cannot even name the names. I could not continue the series. But I will definitely do something along those lines in the near future. And probably with futures, actually. Alright, might have to get ready to execute here. Not yet. Still waiting, and I think we're already taking it, so. Or we'll leave the low intact, which would be even better. Nah, there it goes. So the idea was right, but no executions, unfortunately. So I hope you all follow what I meant by this plan. So we know what our higher time frame target is going to be. This is our point of interest, which we're targeting. We saw that we were building trendline liquidity, but we did take the original New York Open. So we could assume that people already got liquidated there. So the pre-New York Open was liquidated, and that is why if we have a sweep, which we had, and if all the imbalances keep getting respected, which were being respected as you can see, we could justify a short, at least up to this level. And then now, given to how we're reacting, this is most likely also going to be a liquidation of this low. So what we're going to look for next, it's very black and white, all of this, you know? So what we will likely look for next, we're going to look for a high. And since we already took out a high right here, I don't know why I even deleted that, we could see some consolidation now, probably around the imbalance here to fulfill orders. And as you can see, we have a lot of imbalance, right? So we could see something like this. Then we take that out, and then we have the fuel to actually continue lower. And I think that big continuation is most likely going to happen around news time. So that's 8:15. But hey, that's just speculation, you know? Yes, indeed. Indeed, Sharky. So no executions because we already took out the low right here where I was going to take off my risk. I was going to take off 50% of my risk, understanding that we could easily go back. And that's how I trade futures. So I'm not in the business of predicting an entire move. I mean, I am able to say there is a higher chance of us taking out this low in the 15 minute than us going back all the way up here, given that we already liquidated. I mean, I can say that and it makes sense, right? But I do not have a strategy right now that I can use with the contract sizes, I'd like to say, where I can capitalize on that. So I'd rather capitalize on what is going to happen a minute or 2 minutes from now. I mean, quick and easy, right? But I also use this overall target. I can also use this for a runner. So if my story makes sense, let's say I would have shorted. This is just speculation, right? But let's say I managed to short right here. My stop loss up here. I would then take off my risk at around 1 hour. So I already fill my pockets with half an hour and go completely risk-free, knowing that there's like a 90% probability of this low being taken out. So that's already a winning strategy in and of itself, right? And then I say, okay, on a lucky note, I can get a 6-hour runner there. And then I do get the 6-hour runner sometimes. But if I want to play it safe, what do I have to do? My stop loss would have to be, which is how I trade Forex, by the way. I do not have a lot of positions in Forex. My stop loss would have to be at the extreme, where I know price is never going to be. Right? I hope that makes sense. So I basically just trade what I see, you know? Is the music too loud? Yo, let me fix that. Is this better? Yeah, Sharky, that actually sounds like a really solid plan. Yo, thanks for mentioning that, Patrick. I didn't know it was that loud. Yo, Ryan, what's up? Just noticed your name in the chat there. Yes, indeed. I'm trading an Apex account. All right, so now we do have our high, right? So a really cool scenario would be, an ideal one would be that we leave these lows here, that we leave them open. But there's a small chance that will happen. So the bigger chance is that we will now run lower, breaking people into shorts getting them to set their stop losses above this high. We take him out. We mitigate the imbalance that we have right here. Right? And that is when we could short. Not just blindly off of this level, even though it would make sense. But I first want to see a reaction there. And then we can actually look for shorts. Our first TP will still be the low hanging fruit. So let's say we put in a low right here. This would be our TP1, and our TP2 would be that extreme level that we have. Our drawn liquidity, so to speak. Right, so now we can already guess that people are jumping into shorts. Yeah, look at that nasty flip that it did right there. Well, run the footprint charts. I mainly use those to validate imbalances and also confirm my entries. So imbalances, you know that also, you've looked at the course. I do not really trade FVGs necessarily, personally, right? I mean, they can work, but I do not really incorporate them aggressively in my strategy on Forex, for example. My main foundation is always going to be liquidity. But the way I look at it, these are true imbalances. What is an imbalance? If we think about it, there is a big difference between buyers and sellers. So if there are 3 times more buyers than there are sellers at a specific level, then that is an imbalance. So these boxes that you see, so the red ones, this is where there were 3 times more sellers than there were buyers. And it is not just a tiny bit of buyers or sellers, right? We have to, this is the data from the NAS, so it's probably not complete. But if we look at this right here, so at this level, at this point in price, there were 59 full contract buyers, right? And this is not the futures market. This is the actual NASDAQ. So that is a lot of, a ton of money, millions of dollars going into the market at this specific level. So if someone was interested, if a big boy was interested in buying there, there's a big chance that if price comes back, they will still be interested. But from another point of view, when we violate such a level, when we violate a level where previously there were millions of dollars coming into the market, we could then understand that the market's dynamic is flipping. If we do not have millions of dollars to basically resist price movement anymore, we're likely gonna head for a lower level. And that's how I use it with my system here on the NAS. All right, so perfect. I think what's happening now is exactly according to plan. Yeah, indeed, Ron, this is, support and resistance absolutely makes sense. Or the supply and demand, basically that, but just institutional form. This is not just highs and lows or little lines that you draw on the chart. These are actual orders. So this is the most real data that we can get. Because as we know, level 2 data and just an order book, all of that can be manipulated. But this cannot be manipulated. This already happened. These are not potential orders. These are orders that were already there. So they give us an insight as to how the big boys are operating. We're not going to draw imbalances on the chart. Us retail traders, we can never do that. But the institutions, when they open orders for tens and hundreds of millions of dollars, they can. I don't know. I don't have a proper name for it. To me, it just makes sense, and it's a good confluence. The data is really promising. So we're almost there. Here we go. And now we have two options. This is what I was saying, right? So option one is we continue here, or option two would be we go for the trendline liquidity that we built up, which doesn't necessarily have to happen because we have the pre-New York Open, which got liquidated. We have this internal level that got liquidated. So essentially, we should only take this out, run from there, and we're good. So a position that we could take, we can all see that we have this little imbalance right here. And we have actual imbalance right here on the footprint chart as well. So if we close below this level and below all of this imbalance, now reacting to the seller imbalance, we can execute. Yeah, exactly, Ron. That's exactly what it's doing. So this just tells a much more clear picture. And again, I want to see candles close. I don't want to see fast expansions into those levels because we could always bounce back. We could always bounce back because the orders that they're setting are dripping in slowly. So I do want to see a full closure of a solid candle. I don't want to see just a quick push into there and then execute and then get liquidated. Like with this candle, for example, right? This broke through an imbalance, but we never execute on that because just a quick fake out. So in 6 seconds, we might be able to execute. Let's see. Yes. All right. So I'm going in. Very, very tight stop loss here. So buy stop up there. First TP going to be the low hanging fruit. Then we go risk free and we let the rest run. Oh, that would be interesting. If you can create an imbalance one day, you're a big boy. I prefer whatever makes me the most money, and Forex is still making me the most money. But I fully automated it, so now I can goof around with futures, you know? And I do like that. Alrighty. So that is that. And now we can actually let the trade run to the level that we initially mentioned, which is, and I might even take off one more lot. I cannot play around with these Ninja Trader charts, dude. This is crazy. So I might take off one more lot right here as my TP2. Yeah. Let's see. Whoops. If we don't hit SL before that, of course. Okay, so it's a long way down our actual TP. Let's jump to the 15-minute chart here. And that would be 2 lots. There we go. I wouldn't say better. It's in line with my minimum expectancy. But it's, yeah, I make mistakes. I'm a human, right? So the algo, of course, makes a lot less mistakes, which makes me happy because it keeps more money in my pocket. It's a lot faster. It can analyze more pairs. So it does risk less than I do. I allow it less risk, and it scales up and down as I see fit. Oh, that was a position, by the way. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I don't have to intervene in any way, shape, or form. Before it was more hybrid. And then after thoroughly testing it for a few months, it's now live. So, and it's doing very good returns. I'm super happy with it. All right, so that was a win there, but a small one. And now this is actually just break even, you know. And I doubt we'll see another position for now. And also, do you guys see where exactly it reacted? Right? There is no FVG here. There is nothing here. There is an actual imbalance right here. Right? An imbalance in buyers. And these buyers are still interested. So now it's just them fighting. So the buyers are now fighting the sellers. And even though my idea is still valid, right? That this, by the way, what happened here is exactly what I told you guys would, right? But you notice I'm no longer in a position. And that is because I'm listening to my strategy. I'm not listening to my intuition. I'm trading my system, even though my intuition might now be accurate and it could just run way lower and I could have capitalized on that, but I'm not doing that. I don't have data on my intuition on futures. And there we go. And honestly, there's no reason for price to go slow at this point. So we could see really strong pushes down right now. And given that news is still having to come out, I'm expecting that there's going to be initial bullish manipulation before we then actually start to see the actual push lower. Or what could also happen is that we quickly hunt this level during news, so the 15-minute low that we have, and then just shoot back up. That's also a possibility. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, I don't think I'm going to see any more positions today. It was a great day. I think I analyzed a lot of things correctly. I managed my strategy well. My strategy was break even today, which is fine. And we'll see what it does tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little stream. It's unfortunate that we couldn't squeeze out any big winners, but I mean, 2 wins today. Not bad. Sure, Patrick. Go ahead. Hey, thank you guys for being here. I hope it was insightful. Yo, Patrick, are you writing a book, man? Ah, there we go. So if we're talking about the system that I right now have in place for trading NQ on futures, I basically looked at it from the point of view where I cannot hold positions overnight with prop firms. I can also trade a maximum amount of contracts for micros and minis. So what I did is I'm basing myself on a way of scalping. And in the course, we do have a little section on how to scalp on the 1 minute and the 30-second, for example. And it's kind of based on that. I just incorporated a footprint. So I use liquidity. I need a sweep and I need a bigger picture POI. So the bigger picture POI from the 15-minute gives me my bias. And I trade with my bias. I trade towards my bias. Can I not go against my bias? No, I can. I just need to lower my risk. When it comes to when the bias is right, when the liquidity purge is there, when the imbalances are in my favor and the footprint chart is giving me confirmation, I can execute. And it's that simple. Today I had 2 winners, 1 loser, and yet I'm still at break even. So what does that tell about the system? I will often have very small wins, and when I have a loser, it could easily wipe out 2 wins. And that's fine. I'm always looking, when I take a position, to be able to capitalize on at least 2 Ardo. And yeah, that about sums it up. I base the data not on sessions, not on anything else, just on the things that I spoke about here. I always, when I create a new strategy, I keep it super, super simple. I see a lot of people who try to smack on tens of thousands of things. That's not necessary. I managed to create this system quite easily, optimize it, and I optimized it by doing a simple thing. I'm taking quick profits. I'm taking profits early. And in the long run, that's what really works for me. So I hope it makes sense. I hope that answered your question. And on that note, I will close the stream. And I'll be back probably not tomorrow, but on Friday. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you guys in the Discord server, which is free, by the way. I also dropped a video, by the way, today, I think, which was also live trading, where you can see my entire thought process. And also, this was not a runner or something. So, small trade, quick profits. Go check that out, I would say. Cool, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.